every single time. I might go now. Every single time they start running through the barricades and rushing over, it gets me.
Why, man?
And cars. We love cars.
More cement. Hi, I'm Oliver Stark from 911, and I am going to be reacting to some of 911's most iconic scenes. Okay, yeah, the tsunami. That was probably one of my most favorite days filming 911, and I would even go as far to say of my life. It was horrible, and what I mean by that is that it was like physically super demanding. I drank so much of this water that had a whole crew standing in it, probably peeing themselves because nobody was really allowed to leave. But it was hectic. So they have these huge water tanks that were actually built for Titanic. So we recreated Santa Monica Pier and filled it with water. And then threw me and Gavin, who plays Christopher, the kid, and I held onto him, and up and down we went all day long. It was a lot, but yeah, looking back, I'm so proud of everything we accomplished.
You just spotted it out there after recess.
Thought this guy sent his bomb shooter.
I honestly, I can't watch that clip without getting emotional, which sounds so sappy, and but I'm okay with that, because there's something about all the civilians rushing in and them being the heroes and helping the person that we usually see in that heroic moment. And every single time, I might go now. Every single time they start running through the barricades and rushing over, it gets me. Yeah, every single time. And we got to blow up a fire truck, which is like, you know, not something you get to do every day.
Got a report of gunshots. They followed up. Found this.
Yeah, rental manager says all the lake cabins are vacant. Somebody's been here.
Yeah, that was an episode. I had so much fun. Like, Jennifer is incredible at that stuff, in particular, like that really like emotional stuff. She can just go there. Like, I remember her saying, because we're in the snow there, you know, it is actually cold. She's crying the whole episode. She was like, I think my tears are getting frozen on my face. Like, it was such an ordeal to shoot. But getting to do that, and I was running through this snow, it just felt epic. It felt on a really big level. One of our directors, who's also a producer on the show, so he was there. He wasn't actually directing that episode, but he came and he told me the story about a friend of his who had gone running through snow. Obviously, you can't really see what's on the ground, and had impaled his foot because he didn't know what was below it. And I kind of just went up to him. I was like, I'm so glad you didn't tell me that before we just did the 3-4 takes of me running through the snow, because I think I would have been running a lot more tepidly and being much more careful, but which is not really what the scene requires.
God, jeez! Cute. That thing yours?
That's Claude. He's a grand prize.
Oh, guys, get him in. Give us some room. This table and chairs out of here. That means you guys too. Give us some room. Back up.
So shooting things like this is my first time where I was working with a load of insects. And the poor man on the ground he's just an actor. He's not an insect enthusiast, and they want to put these grasshoppers in his mouth. And they did that for real. And, you know, so he just kind of closes up his throat and they sit in his mouth and they start jumping out. But then after each take, the handlers have to come in, and, you know, we don't want to kill grasshoppers and we don't want to lose grasshoppers. So they have to go and find each one. So say we know we've put 12 in his mouth and we've only found 9, and we've got to spend a few minutes looking around on the floor trying to find these other grasshoppers. But there was this one particular woman who, she was the handler for all the insects. They're all hers. Like, the knowledge of, you know, she had these huge cockroaches and they were almost like her pets. It was so interesting to just kind of be around that and see insects in that light. It was new to me. It happens a lot at airports. I don't know why, but so airports, and then also I would say So I was upstate New York. I was walking just through a mall, and this woman literally was like, and I was like, it's okay. Like we don't need to do this on that level. Hi, nice to meet you. So what's more jarring is when they know my real name, because I'm like, oh, you've seen me on TV, you've heard Buck, that's cool. But when they know Oliver, that's what always jars me a little bit more, because I'm like, oh wow, you've looked me up, or you know me outside of just seeing TV shows. So that's always one that actually takes me aback a little bit more. Thank you for watching, and make sure you check out 911 on Star on Disney+.